Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back. Glad to have you clicking on to a StarCraft video for a change other than VEGA, because I honestly need a break. Most of this gameplay, it's all pre-recorded, just like with the They Are Billions, and commentary was added afterwards, and yada yada yada. You guys get the point. Lately I've been doing videos like that because I want to try something different with the channel's videos for what content is released when. But today I decided I was going to commentate over StarCraft replay that I've had for a few days now. Not too long. I have a Supreme Commander one that I was deciding which one I wanted to commentate over next. And I've had the Supreme Commander 2 recording for over 2 weeks now. So it'll probably be the next video that's released. But on to the subject at hand. Decided that I wanted to play against an AI because I wanted to get back into StarCraft again. I wanted to just relax a little. I wanted to have a little bit of fun. I wanted to command the military force, strike force. I just wanted to step all over the AI and just have a good time. However, I wanted to limit exactly how I would be fighting. So I decided that instead of building any type of advanced vehicles or anything like that, I would only use infantry. Well, only infantry to begin with. Towards the end I was thinking of building a few tanks and things like that, but the infantry plan, it works out as you'll see. But for now, the initial layout of the base is fairly standard. Supply depot, barracks, things like that. The difference is that I decided I'd go through a different setup than what I normally do. I decided I'd lay out a lot more barracks for infantry production specifically, while training, because I wanted to go for a large infantry rush against the AI, because why not? I normally go with endgame attack content, things like that. I wanted to try something different, and honestly it paid off. Though the AI, it's always weak, sadly, and unlike a player that's reactive and will scout you, try and sabotage you and do things like that, it attacks in brute force. But the last StarCraft anything that I did was a small group tournament, and it was actually pretty fun. I had a blast. And I want to do more things that I find enjoyable on the channel, because lately VEGA's just been dragging me down. So consider this my way of just relaxing a little bit and just spreading the content out a little bit to see what I can do with what. The They Are Billions video got enough views that I'm going to continue that series as well. And I have the intention of recording the next few episodes of it during the upcoming weekend. So over the next few weeks you'll be getting regular They Are Billion videos in the morning, most likely. Or late evening. Depends on when I release what. Advantage of commentating over gameplay. I get a sip from my little teacup. Well, my freaking glass of tea. Relax a little bit. And talk about a few things. And I want to take the time to talk about gaming in general for a moment, or two, or three, or four, or for 12 minutes and 32 seconds. But what I've been doing lately is I've been burning myself out playing VEGA for too long, and honestly it shows through in the channel. In most of the videos, it's just I'm slowly losing interest in the game because it's repetitive, it's tedious, it lacks the entertainment value that I seek with RTS games that I've played in the past. And I know that they're trying to make money with the game. As with any good game, they would want to make money, but at times that there's a limit to how much stupidity and things that can be acceptable in a game, especially in the making of a game. And it's burned me out. Completely burned me out, and I need to take a break from VEGA, so turning to StarCraft, turning to Supreme Commander. I'm possibly going to play Warcraft 3, because I used to love sitting around playing that game quite often. just add some variety to the channel is the main thought, and I'm just going to see what I can do, what gets views, what gets you guys actively interacting with the channel as well. Because that's another thing I've been thinking about. Aside from just talking with all of you in the comments section, there isn't much that you guys can actually do to interact, and it's kind of sad, in all honesty, because I wanted to build a community built around the players, that it would be someplace enjoyable, where toxicity is frowned upon, and whenever it shows its ugly face, it gets stomped out just because they think that, hey, let's have a good laugh. Well, now they're banned. And if you are in the Discord, you actually see that I'm still actively working on, at times, the ARC builds and things like that. And you can see game clips and things like that from other games. Every now and then I'll post homeworld clip. They are billions, pictures, I'll share artwork, things like that. It's just the fact that I've limited myself so heavily to VEGA, though, it feels like I've cut myself off from everything else that I love doing. And it's hard to describe exactly how it feels to have so easily cut myself off from the games that I've grown up with, that I've grown up playing, and turned to something that I don't even really enjoy, because the amount of time that I put into the game isn't equivalent to the amount of entertainment I'm getting back out. And that's not something any game should ever do. They should always try and go for entertainment before anything else. Because if they have an entertaining game, they're always going to be able to make money off of it. If it's not entertaining, if it's boring, if it's dull, then it's not going to be popular. If you use the same features repetitively and you just name them something different, it's going to be boring still, because people will have already experienced it. And I know there's a finite number of ideas that can be added to games, but that's also where looking to your fan base helps, because you can ask them, what would they like to see next? What would they be interested in seeing within the game? And then it's up to you, as the developers, to try and make it happen, or your vision of that. And yeah, I know, long-winded rants and things like that, but I have to talk like this every once in a while, or else I'll burn myself out and I'll slowly turn back into what I was previously. And I've missed milestones on the channel recently. 700 subscribers. We're getting close to 750 now. The pack is growing so large, and it's so impressive that I know it's mainly from VEGA, and that's not really what I want, because I don't want to encourage people to play VEGA, not in its current state. I want to encourage them to play it when it's better, when it's more enjoyable, when it's in a different state. So it's a video like this every once in a while will help clear the air a bit, help me relax a bit mainly. And will just be additional content for all of you to just sit back, enjoy, possibly talk about, and things like that. And at the moment, we just received word of the announcement for Tier 8, and I'll do a full video on that, sharing my thoughts at a later time, but right now my thoughts aren't very positive about it. And I'm gonna work on suggestions and things like that. But for the moment, StarCraft, they are billions. I'm gonna share a list of 10 games in the description. 10 games. Within that list, I want you guys to go ahead and just vote. I'm gonna do the same thing in the Discord shortly after I post this video, with the intention of pulling from the list, because I want you guys, as I said, to be a little bit more active in the channel. And for now, I want you guys to be able to help vote on what games to play. And I also want to play games with all of you, so for some of the games that have multiplayer and things like that, especially if they're cooperative, because I've played enough PvP games over the course of the years that at times I get bored of PvP, because some players, they ruin the experience for everybody else, and that's one thing that I just don't like about the gaming community. And I always try to look to cooperative games, things like that we can all enjoy, where it's a matter of no one's going to be hating one another, but you're going to be hating the AI because it's either poorly designed and it's going to screw you over, or it's going to be stupidly fun, you're all going to be laughing. And those are the types of things I want to try and do. And as I move forwards, I'll look into other games and things like that. And as the channel grows, I'll look into hosting small events as I can for those games, with the sole intention of just doing what I can to entertain everybody and just... I want to be more active in my own community. That's the big thing. Because I keep pushing myself away from the community at times, and there's a lot of you that are actually very talkative and quite enjoyable to speak with. And it's... every time I say hi, it reminds me that you're all still the same as me. You're here to play a game, you're here to watch a game, you're here to do this, you're here to do that. And there's just so much that I want to do to help change my own community. And at times it feels like I'm not doing enough, at times it feels like I'm doing too much. Similar to, let's see, the most recent thing that I can recall that I tried to do was the Corvette Day. And I actually didn't record any clips from when I did that, and that was a while back. But it did happen within my sector, within 1500. There was a multitude of people that joined me. And we tried murdering... I know, it doesn't sound all too right. But we tried to destroy an Altarian dread... No, it wasn't one... It was the only dreadnought available. It was one of the Umbral dreadnought targets. We tried to destroy it with nothing but Corvettes. Nobody was hating on anyone else. We were all just messing around, having a good time, and that's the type of thing that I want to encourage. Just to play the games for fun, not the way that the designers made them, not for their intended purposes or anything like that, but to enjoy them. Just share a laugh with everybody and just have a good time. And at times I do want to do different things with the game, but it's very limiting. It really is. And the games that I want to play with all of you, such as StarCraft, things like that, well, we could play cooperatively and play, you know, outnumbered matches, which is my favorite thing to do. It's where you take 1 or 2 people and you go up against 4, 5, 6 AIs, and the intention is one of you defends while one of you attacks, and you slowly destroy the AIs. And I just find things like that fun. Supreme Commander as well, same situation. 1 or 2 players go up against 3 or 4 cheating AIs, and again, one person defends while one attacks. Except for that, I want larger groups. I want more of you to be able to interact, more of you to be able to have a bit of fun, things like that. Because in those games, it's also limited to a number of players, and it's not what I want. So I'm gonna also look into games that are open world to play, that are free to play, and that are massively multiplayer, because I want to engage as many of you as possible and encourage you to play. And I'm going to try and play high-end games and low-end games to include as many of you as I can. Because nothing is more important at the moment to me than every single one of you. And I don't say that enough. You're all part of the community that I've been working on building up, and you've all been lovely individuals. You've all been fun to speak with, fun to interact with. You're all extremely unique. You're all engaging in the videos. You're sharing your feedback. You're talking about stuff. You're generally interacting.
Did someone page me?
And at times I'll sit here and I'll watch those interactions, and I don't know exactly what my thoughts are when I just watch, other than just joy. I find it very, very awesome that every single one of you interacts, and every now and then someone will come along and they'll try and be toxic within the community, and you guys will shut them down. However, one thing that I haven't stated clearly enough before that I should start moving forwards: you don't have to degrade yourself. You don't have to lower yourself to their level to get them to be quiet or to get them to leave. Because most of the time they want attention or they want to start a fight. And if they're doing that, you can get a hold of me via the Discord, and I can look into it directly, and I can ban them if they've warranted that type of reaction. And every now and then it does happen, and the main thing that I do is no disgusting names, no hate, no things like that, because cruel behavior just warrants cruel behavior. It shouldn't warrant cruel behavior, but a lot of times it does. So I want to change that about the community that I'm building, and I want everything to be a little bit more quiet and a little bit more calm. But I also want to engage you all more often. And I know that's difficult because at times some people will try and ruin it for everybody else. And it's odd. It's odd to say the least for what I want to do. But there's less than a minute left for the video. I'm currently watching the time. I've been watching it this entire time. Not once have I really talked about the gameplay in the background, other than the fact you just watched infantry just crush the AI over multiple waves for 15 minutes. Well, I've babbled on. But you have the general idea now of what I want to do, how I feel about the channel, and about the community, and especially about what I want to do with it, and the events I want to host for all of you, include myself, and do things like that, because at times it could be extremely fun, it could be extremely engaging, and extremely interesting. But that's it, everybody. That's going to be it for this video. Be safe out there. Happy hunting. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.